If you were here earlier, I did a live at, I think it was 12:30, you guys' time in the UK. Hi, Phaser. Yeah. The premise is that black and mixed race people are obviously fucking sleeping. They don't realise that there is a civil war brewing. They don't realise that there is so much racism, discrimination. They digitally lynched Professor Dr. Jason Arday. Yves Sakila still doesn't have justice. White people are uniting in their racism globally, internationally, and yet black and mixed race people are sitting around as if nothing's going on. The Sikhs have community, Muslim people have community, they have their mosques, they've got places where they need to go. What are black and brown people doing? What are black and mixed race people doing? I don't see anything. I literally don't see anything. And this is why we need to discuss things. This is why things need to be done. Because honestly, I get so angry. And I feel like I'm just being angry for everybody. Because everybody's just sitting around trying to do a kiki still with the colonizer. Still trying to make friends. Still trying to think that everything is okay. Why? Why? Are you trying to just pretend things aren't happening? Are things too tough? Yes, I know black people are tired, but do you think that being tired is an excuse to let this shit slide? Really and truly, is it okay for you as black and mixed race people to be like, oh, I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired? Does you being tired make this shit go away? It doesn't. So you need to find a way to get some energy again, because shit is happening and has been happening. Abuka, the fact that you're saying what happened clearly means that you don't know what the fuck is going on in the world, and you don't know what the fuck is going on in the UK. You've been asleep this whole time, clearly, because what does that say? It says you need to wake the fuck up. If you're asking the question, then you don't know. You don't know. That's not my problem. Because I'm trying to save myself and save my family. And it's up to you individually to take responsibility for what you do in terms of activism in Black Britain and mixed race Britain. Because you ain't doing shit. I've said this many times after the Professor Dr. Jason Arday vigil. Where was the activism? Where was the protesting? Where was the rioting? Where? It was nowhere to be seen. Like I said in the live earlier today, are you waiting for white people to save you? Are you waiting for everybody else to come and save you? There are Nazi groups in the UK that are being organised. I'll say it again. You have literally seen them on your social media in boxing clubs, training to beat up, kill and murder black and brown people, and you're sitting here as Black Brits arguing with African Americans and Black Americans about who did what music. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? That is your priority? That's your conversations you're having with Black Americans, with African Americans? We've got British grime, we've got black grime in the UK, we've got our drill music. Your cousins are literally getting lynched. Your cousins are being found hung from trees. Yves Sakila was killed in the fucking street by white security guards, and there has been no arrests for this. It was supposed to be a global protest, but guess what happened? You got sucked into white people shit because Henry Novak's case came around and you forgot all about Yves Sakila. You got sucked into that shit. Me, I can multitask. I was talking about Yves Sakila and Henry Novak at the same time, and the fact that that guy was a goddamn bully, but nobody read the case except me. He antagonized Vikram Digwa, followed him home, was filming him, telling him to come on, bad man. I saw that shit, I called it out, and guess what? I continue to advocate for Yves Sakila, and that's why my name on my profile is Yves Sakila. This is why that hashtag is always there for Yves Sakila. This is why I'm always looking for updates on Yves Sakila. Who else is doing that shit? Who else? Pipe up. Are you fighting for justice for Yves Sakila? He was murdered in broad daylight in front of people, not at night time, not when no one was around, in front of people. In front of people. And all people did was repost that shit. What did you do? What did you do? I held live after live after live about him, debunking all the bullshit that came out about him. I posted several videos and I keep posting updates when I get them. I spoke to newspapers about him. Where were you? Where were you? Again, I keep telling you, you're still waiting for Black Americans to do shit. Cal1, what are you doing? What are you doing? Tell us, tell me. Tell us, what are you doing? Literally, what are you doing? What is your bit? What does it look like? Black Brits ain't doing shit, in my opinion. They ain't doing nothing. You roll over and take everything that is said about you, everything that is said about us. The Black Americans and African Americans can see you very clearly. And like I said, they are right. Because they fight. They really fucking fight. And like I said again earlier, they literally have their black men and Latino men and allies marching the streets, fighting and saying, if you're going to come and bring us something, we're ready. Black Brits are like, oh, the World Cup was just on, beans on toast, jellied eels. Black people have grime music and drill music. Black Brits, you're doing fuck all. You're not doing anything. You're not doing a goddamn thing. You're not doing anything. Shapeshifter, why are you telling me again, this is what you idiots do. You can't even read a profile. You can't even read full stop. I'm not in your godforsaken country. I'm not in the UK. I left 4 years ago because I knew the ship was sinking. It is bad vibes. It's bad vibes for a reason. Tell us anywhere else in the world that's literally got the saying, so-and-so is bad vibes. UK is bad vibes because it is a cursed island. Ever since the Anglo-Saxons came, they did this shit. It wasn't like that before when the original Britons were there. Hannah, why are you telling me to take a break from defending myself and defending my people? Why? Confidence Baby says, please leave my kids out of this. Who the fuck are your kids? Who's talking about your kids? Who the fuck are they? This says black and mixed race Brits. What the fuck have you got to do anything about it? Literally what? It says black and mixed race Brits, wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. They're not doing anything. Tenacity says it's sinister in the UK, such a slick way. Yes, it is. There is too much bad energy, too much bad vibes. It's too much. It's too much. We get it. But you need to understand what the fuck is going on. Thank you. I saw a lot of Black Americans come to my live at around, I don't know what time it was for you in the US. Of course, you got many time zones. But in the UK, I held a live at 12:30 p.m. And there were so many Black Americans in the comment section saying, I hear you, sis. Thank you. Thank you. Because honestly, I feel like I would be better with you lot. I feel like I would be better with Black Americans. Because Black Brits ain't doing shit. You guys are at least discussing what goes on in America, and you are protesting, and you have your activist groups, and you change stuff, and you're getting into governments. What are Black Brits doing? What are Black Brits doing? It is always my question. Nobody is being responsible for themselves. H. Cov says, what are you protesting and trying to get out there, if you don't mind me asking? Don't fucking kill us. That's the message. Don't kill us and stop killing us. This is the thing with you guys. You have to understand, English people, you are in the epicenter. You created European Americans. Black Brits, you are with the OG colonizer. British people made the most in the transatlantic slave trade. They took over and became the biggest traders of lives. They profited the most. And yet you're still being like, hey, English people are great, white people are great, everything is great. Cow, he says, you hit back in the way they operate, you can't work alone. Exactly. This is the problem. Too many of us feel like we're alone. There is no organisation. There must be organisation. We don't have idiots here repeating propaganda. British ended slavery. You fucking didn't. There's 50 million slaves today. You're uneducated. Black people, I need you to do better. When you're coming on these apps, do you know your history? Do you know anything about history? Do you know anything? Most of the time you don't know anything about British history. You don't know the fact that white people, the British Empire invaded 171 countries. They were part of the white group that killed 500 million people worldwide. 500 million. The British Empire ended in 1997. They are sending weapons to Israel. They are funding fighter jets with your money. Reparations for the slave trade didn't go back to us. We ended up paying it in 2015. Any Black Brit in the UK ended up paying our ancestors' slave masters. Slavery didn't end, it was rebranded. They're still in our goddamn countries. They're still in our countries. You have no clue about the world, do you? Do you want to continue to not look, not pay attention, not understand? Because that's not the way it's going to be anymore. It's not going to be that way anymore. Black and mixed race Brits, this is about us. This is about what we do. This is how we stand up for ourselves. This is how we fight. If you're going to roll over with the colonizer, you will find this shit happening to you again. The universe has been telling you, and I've been telling you, that this is going to happen again. What they did to us in our lands in the 1800s is happening again. Like I even tell white Brits themselves, white English people themselves, you are mentally enslaved. You don't have the physical cuffs on, you have the mind cuffs on. And black people, you're also doing the same shit, thinking that nothing bad is happening. Everything bad is happening. Everything bad is happening. They digitally lynch somebody. You're Anglo-Saxons. Anglo-Saxons are the ones who bullied this man to death. You are blaming the institutions. You're blaming one man, Nathan Coffness. I've told you that on the Daily Mail alone, 40,000 comments was left about Professor Jason Arday. In a negative light. 40,000 comments from British people. And you want to act as if these people are your friends. None of you listen. None of you listen. None of you listen. None of you get it. Black Americans, African Americans, like honestly, you guys fight. I wish there was a way that Black Brits would stop their bullshit, stop their nonsense, and understand what the fuck you're going through so they can understand what they're going through, what we're going through. Thank you, we do. We go through the same shit, Big Sav. We go through the same shit. Bukstani, you obviously don't know white British people. Have you never been on Facebook? Have you never known what Daily Mail is even about? These are right-wing platforms. On TikTok, we're very aware that some of this is also Americans. Please get some education. Bukstani, who are European Americans? They're British people. They're German people. These are the Anglo-Saxons that came from Northern Europe. Please understand who these people are. English people came from Germany, Denmark, and the Netherlands. They became English. They then went to the Americas and called themselves Americans. It's the same fucking family. European Americans are British people, are Northern Europeans. And this is why I keep telling you guys, this is how quickly they unite in their racism. They are uniting quickly in their racism because that is the one thing that can unite them. Their hatred for themselves, which comes out in their hatred for us. And like I always keep saying is, they don't hate us, they hate themselves. But you keep taking on that energy. Oh, white people hate us, everybody hates us. They don't. They hate themselves. They hate themselves with a passion. Everything that we do, they want to copy, they want to emulate. They're parasites. They have no original thoughts and ideas. They're at the end of their existence and you're going down with them. This is what you're doing. Every single black and brown person or mixed race person, anyone of an ethnic background, you are going down with the white Anglo-Saxon. Oliver says, I'm an unracist white person. No, you're not. No, you're not. It is not up to you to tell anybody that you're not racist. We tell you whether you're racist or not. And it's all white people until it's none. It's none. White people, when they tell you all the time that they're not racist, most of the time they are, because they're trying to fool you, black and brown people and mixed race people. But you have to be better than this. Earlier today, I got annoyed. I posted a video right on this account. If you guys know Caroline Pooty the something, I think she's called, I can't remember. You would know her, red-haired girl. She's probably like in her 20s or something like that, right? She's posted one video about Jason Arday. Her first thing was Jason Arday lied about his credentials. That was her first line. Is that allyship? If you are an ally, are you going to come there and say Jason Arday lied about his credentials as your very first thing that you say? No. You're going to go and do your research. You're going to go and fact check. You're going to go and find out everything about him. And you're going to talk truthfully about him. That is what allyship is. It's not spouting the lies that the media did upon his name. His qualifications are legitimate. He worked and studied at 8 universities. He was an exceptional person. He sat on the board of trusts of arts. He was a school governor. All of these things can be found out very quickly and easily. Thank you, moderators. This can all be found out so quickly. And like I said, with the visual, when it came to Jason Arday, what happened after? Where was the activism? Where was the fighting? Where was the protesting? Where was the anger? Where was the rage? Nowhere. Every time this happens, there's nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing. African Americans, Black Americans keep pushing every single day because they recognize that their lives are valuable. Honestly, Black British people, do you even value yourselves anymore? Do you? I don't think that you can even see past tomorrow. That's where we're at. Desensitized. Oh yeah, I think living that close to the colonizer has fucked them up. Dark skies, I mentioned this earlier. Black people would rather boycott the South Asian community than they would Versace, Louis Vuitton, Sainsbury's, Superdrug, all those places that they follow us around, right? They check their security guards. They follow us. They would rather keep holding on to the colonizer than actually look at what's going on truthfully. And they fell for that fucking bullshit. South Asians are the problem. Nobody's denying that anti-blackness doesn't exist in the South Asian community. Nobody's denying that. But that is a small part of the puzzle. You are not looking at the bigger picture. You are not looking at the colonizer who literally murdered millions of us. Did South Asians do that? You played the fucking game because you wanted to follow people like Elaine the Pain, right? You wanted to follow her because she was very vocal about this stuff. Not realizing that she was taking you off the goddamn path. She was quoting Tommy Robinson, she was quoting Rupert Lowe, and then she was going back and forth with the racism with the South Asians. That is not it. White people are the problem. White people have always been the problem. Always. Always. Always, 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 and always will be. This is what you need to look at. No one gives a shit here about Henry Novak. Go somewhere else. No one cares about Henry Novak. You've got your justice there. He needed to stop harassing a brown guy. You guys don't read because you can't read, white people. You can't read. I, as I said, was the only person at that time that read the case about Henry Novak and Vikram Digwa. Henry followed him home. He got out his phone. He started antagonizing him. He was saying, come on, bad man, I'm from Essex, you don't know what I'm on. He started filming his kirpan and his second knife. Vikram Digwa was terrified at that time because the auditors were always coming after brown people, Sikh people. White people were coming after them and they're doing it all the time. You're seeing all these auditors who are harassing black and brown people and anyone who looks like an immigrant. And so with his skills, which he does have nice skills, he made the stupidest decision and got his knife out and did 2 cuts in Henry's leg. That was after he took his phone away. Because he said, don't film me. He snatched his phone. Henry tried to get his phone back. They got into a fight. That's when Vikram got his second knife out. 2 times in the leg. In the scuffle, he didn't realize that he did it again in his chest. You can see the hair was around the knife because his turban came off, which was said. His turban came off. He was then doing this in the melee and it was caught. This is the problem with you dumb, white English people. You don't read and you're desperate to have a martyr. You're desperate to feel any kind of racism because you feel left out. You want to experience racism too? Oh, the thing that you created to keep everybody oppressed, all of a sudden you're the victim. It's you, isn't it? White people, we've got to feel sorry for you. And you're in here in my comment section because you're obsessed with black people. This is what you do. You're obsessed with black people. You can't go to your boring ass, racist ass, low vibrational spaces because all you're doing is just talking about immigrants all day. You have no conversations, nothing new to say, nothing new to add because you're dumb. That's why you got jealous of Professor Dr. Jason Arday because he was excelling. He was going more and more and more and higher and higher and higher. And he got too high for you. And that's why you hated him. You hate it when anybody excels, because you don't like it when when yourself excels. You don't like it when your next door neighbor buys their house or moves to a nicer area or has a nice car. You don't like it when people excel, and you sure as hell don't like it when a black person does, because your country was built on race and racism. You don't know anything. You don't know anything at all. You don't know anything. Jason Arday was probably the most qualified person the UK has ever seen. The things that he achieved in his life, white people, English people, you could only dream of that. You're struggling with your 0.5 GCSE, so of course it's hard for you to believe that he was a professor. Of course you find it hard to believe that he got a bachelor's and 2 masters. Of course you find it hard to believe. It's so far beyond your imagination. It's so hard for you to believe that he taught and studied in 8 universities, because you've never even been inside a university yourself. You barely even attended public school. You were always hanging out at the sheds, always at the end of the field, always skipping classes. That was you. That was you. You were always in bottom set. That was you. I remember even when I was at school, they would come in the class because I was top set. Oh, where's so-and-so? We're looking for that student. Why are you looking in the top set class? You know he's in the bottom set class because he's messing around. He doesn't value education. She doesn't value education. You know those working class white kids were at the bottom classes while we were at the top. Black kids, Asian kids, we were at the top of the classes. We were getting those higher grades. White people, your results are showing that. And that's why they're getting more angry, because they're waking up now and realizing they got fuck all. They've got nothing, no money in the banks, no properties, no good jobs. And now they're turning around again and saying what they were saying in 1919. 1919, they were saying this shit. Black and brown people are taking the jobs from us. They've been saying this. And what did they do next? They rioted and they killed a man. They killed a black man. What are they doing now? They're saying black and brown people are taking our jobs. They are digitally lynching a black man. They killed a black man. And yet you're still sitting there as if nothing is fucking happening. I need to take this necklace off. It's irritating me. I've got a cut at the back of my neck. Thank you, mods, for being on it. Alori, thank you so much. Thank you, Beth. It's bullshit. It's honestly absolute bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. And it's interesting to me that it's clearly mostly white people who want to come up because they feel so fucking left out of a conversation that's not about them. It's not about them. Yeah, thank you, May May. The mods are killing it today. They are. White people, you're obsessed. Why are you all trying to, like, I've got an account, Save Europe. Something else and something else. Black and mixed race people, if you want to come to panel, you have to put your hand up in the comment section first. Put your hand up in the comment section first and tell me that you are black and brown first. And then you can come to panel. Because you know me, I'm going to drop your ass real quick. I'm going to drop you real quick. Real quick, real quick. Shay, prove yourself in the comment section that you're black. Prove it. You said I'm black. What else? What else are you on the side of, Shay? Because I don't think I've seen any of your comments in the comment section. I'm not stupid. What else are you going to say? What are you going to say? Right? This live is not about white people. You're centering yourself. It says black and mixed race Brits. It says black and mixed race Brits. White people, you constantly center yourself. This is not about you. Shay, you're not coming up. You're not coming up at all. No. Everybody is a decline. Everybody is a decline. If you are not black and you ain't got fire in your belly, and you're not mixed race and you ain't got a fire in your belly, you are not coming up on my panel. Go to your Neanderthal space. Go over there. Go and get your ego stroked over there. Go and chat shit about immigrants all day and the illegals and black and brown people. Go and send your insecurity and your lack of education elsewhere. Go elsewhere. This is not for you. You're obsessed. You've always been obsessed with us. Since the day that you met us, you became obsessed with us. And you're crashing out now because you know that we're separating ourselves. You know this. You know this. You know that black people are leaving you. Brown people are leaving you. And you're like, don't leave us behind. And now you're pretending to be allies. Like I was saying, Caroline something, 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 Pootie the whatever. She put on her page the one thing I saw her say about Jason Arday, Professor Dr. Jason Arday. The first thing she said, Mazzy, I think you're here, right? She said, and you saw my video, Jason Arday lied about his credentials. He did not lie. He told the truth, and the truth was too much for you Neanderthals to understand. We have no allies. Black people, mixed race people, you need to stand up for yourself. Yeah, I saw. It was actually you that reposted it onto my timeline, actually, Mazzy. And I saw what you said in your repost and in the comments, and I was like, she is not an ally. And you know what she's done? I don't know if you've seen the comment section now. She immediately became defensive. And I said, your reply has pissed me off because you didn't even listen to anything that I've said. You didn't even understand anything that Jason, you didn't even research Jason clearly. And then she said, oh, I'm sorry for being defensive. But it's only because a black person told her she was being defensive. There's someone who's a mutual of ours that said in her DMs, you're being defensive. And so then she came to my comment section and said she's being defensive. So a black person had to teach her how to be a human. Here we go. So as I said, we have power cuts here and the lighting is absolutely terrible now. Fantastic. Fantastic. And my dog is barking and it's hot. Where's my fan? I need my fan on. So this is where we're at. I'm absolutely fed up with the fake advocacy. I'm fed up of black Brits, mixed race Brits not giving a shit about themselves, about other people. I'm fucking fed up. Dog, stop it. My dog is barking clearly. This is my fan on right now. So why is it that I have more fire than it seems like almost every black Brit combined? Ugh. Like honestly, it's ridiculous. Like I said, you've got no choice. You can't be exhausted. You have no excuse because these people are running over you.
I've got 1 second to jump. Oh, I'm in.
Hi, Tiz.
Hey, you're right. Go on, carry on. I'm going to mute for a minute. You carry on. Sorry.
Okay, I just need to get myself some water as well. So 1 minute. We haven't had an evening power cut in a long time. A long, long time. Tiz, are you there, my dear?
How dare you have a power cut? They'll be telling you that you live in a third world country next. I'm surprised that hasn't popped up in the comments yet. How are you doing? Are you all right?
I don't know. No, I'm not good. I'm not good. I had a live earlier today. Same subject. It's the stuff that, of course, I've been talking about you a little bit in the DMs and what we've got planned coming next week. But again, as a spectator and watching the shit show of the United Kingdom and black Brits and mixed race Brits not doing anything, I'm just like, what the fuck? Why? Like, why are you not doing anything? Why are you not doing anything? Why are you not mobilising? It seems like every other culture and community is mobilised, but black Brits and mixed race Brits ain't doing shit.
That's a really good point, actually. It's a question I ain't got an answer to. And actually, what I sometimes use as a good barometer is when I go to like gatherings and protests, yeah? So the Together Alliance March was a really interesting one. Now, I'm not going to pretend that I got round all 250,000 people because I'd be lying. But when I come away from them and when I watch videos back and I reflect on the dates, I do see that there is a real, is the right word dearth? Does dearth mean lack of? It does, doesn't it? There's a real lack of, but I guess without being really basic about it, but I don't really see a lot of the man them. Like, where are the man them speaking up?
Yes.
On this? Like, how is it that like hundreds, bordering on thousands, of angry, misinformed, domestic violence perpetrating British men can mobilise and have swaths of people going, yeah, we agree with you, lads. Go on, lads. Speak for the English. And where's our slot?
Exactly.
Listen, I'm nothing. We've had this conversation. I know I am special, but also equally, I am just an ordinary guy, yeah, with an ordinary family and a pretty ordinary life for the most part. Why the fuck? So the question is, how the fuck have I in any way become a voice for this shit? And if I am a voice for this shit, where's everyone else?
You make it. You have to make it. That's why I'm using mine, because I can see it. If you can see it, you have to be the person that mobilizes and gets people together. So it's annoying for me because, like you know, and like everybody knows, I'm not even in the goddamn country, but I'm coming back to do some stuff. So if you see it, you got to do it. You have to be responsible. You have to take responsibility, because clearly, like we've said, we know that there's fatigue. We know that people are tired. But at the same time, you cannot afford to be tired. Nobody can afford to be tired. You have to wake the fuck up and realise what's going on around you. Stop going into this shitty capitalism thing and thinking, oh, I've just got to work, I've just got to work, I've just got to work. It's okay for white people just want to work because they've got the racists. Not a single person, not a single group is. Like I said with Black Lives Matter, it was hella performative. Yes, we had allies, but remember that was 2020. The Americans and African Americans, Black Americans, ran with that shit, and it was fantastic. It was great to see that side of support and mobilization. But Black Brits and mixed race Brits have done nothing in the comparison. Nothing.
I can't really disagree with you there. I really can't. We were talking about somebody the other day, actually. I'd be interested to know your thoughts on this. And I make no secret that certainly like 2016, 17, I call it a Carlified. I read Natives. There were certain chapters in Natives. I was like, "Raw, that was my childhood, man." Like, the racist granddad, yada yada. The difference between me and Kingsley. Kingsley went to Pan African Saturday School. I didn't. That literally, when I read the book, I was like, "Raw, that is the stark contrast." But what I would be interested to know is like, and listen, I don't know what Akala is up to in his day-to-day life, what he's doing in the community. So I'm not saying that he is doing that.
But he was pretty much doing that by himself.
Yeah. I was interested to hear your views on that, and you've given them to me. So yeah, that's a great point as well. And I think that highlights the point, isn't it? That lots of people are tired, and it's a very small number of people. And it's like, where the fuck is everybody else? Like, where is the rest of the man them? And there will always be examples, right? There will always be. Was it exceptions that prove the rule? I think that's the right phrase. But yeah, I make you right. There isn't enough. Look, all marginalised groups need to be spoken up for. Every single marginalised group, yeah. And it should be. There should also be a lot of crossover as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am not ignorant to the struggles of the LGBTQ community, for example. I'm not oblivious to the struggles of black women or Asian women or whatever it might be. But a great question. Why is it that the majority of protests, the majority of people who are arrested for carrying placards seem to be middle-aged or older white women? Like, where the fuck is everybody else standing up for these marginalised communities? So when we listen, we have allies around us. I live with like probably one of the biggest allies, and I'm not just saying that because she's my significant other, but she is a fucking ally till from the beginning till the end. But if the allies are doing the work, what the fuck are we doing? What, we just going to sit down and let everybody else do the work for us, or not? Or are we gonna do it for ourselves? So we need to do
it for ourselves.
I make you right. Where are the man them? And I'm not going to call out necessarily specific names because that would be potentially wrong. But yeah, where is everyone, man? Where are you? Come on, help us for fuck's sake, because we're tired.
But that's what I said. That's why if you organise, I'm coming to London in September. I'm going to put together an event. People are going to come, and I've already said this earlier, I'm not fucking interested in no cult shit. Don't come here and say, oh, Fox, Fox is, I don't want to hear shit about me. This is about us. This is about we. This is about what we do. So if you come there and if we're together and you're not actually talking about the shit that you're going to do individually, because I'm going to ask every single one of you that comes there, I'm going to say, what are you going to do? What is your plan? What have you got going on? What are you going to do today? How are you doing so and so and so for the future? If you haven't got an answer, we're not on the same side. Exactly. This is about the fight, not individuals. Exactly. If you don't have an answer, if you don't have a plan, you're not awake enough for what I want to do and what needs to be done for the country, for Black Brits and for mixed race Brits. You're not aware. You're not understanding exactly what's going on. Olormi, my lovely, how are you?
Hello, honey. I'm good. My dog is going a bit crazy because of the neighbors.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, this conversation is so important, but I think it's a bit hard for people to have. I think the problem is that people aren't aware of the urgency. They aren't aware of what is really happening. Like, as you said, like YT supremacists are mobilizing to cause harm. They literally have group chats about you know, messing with BLK people's food, and just they have been mobilizing for a long time to cause harm, and people aren't paying attention to that. I was in a chat yesterday about Nigeria, because obviously that's where I am and that's where my focus is, because I can't lie. The UK, I don't care about the UK no more. I don't give a shit about it. Thank you for your passport. Thank you for your pounds. I'm focused on Nigeria, Africa, etc. So I was in that conversation, and the people talking were speaking about how we need to make sure that our next government is doing this and this to prioritize the needs of the people, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, bro, you're like 10 years too late. In Nigeria, presently, they are already going to the villages where there's lithium and the essential resources and buying land so that whatever they find under there belongs to them. And these aren't Nigerians. These aren't BLK British people. These aren't BLK people in diaspora. These are Russians. These are Italians. These are Americans, YT people. Yeah, I have my plan. I feel like all we really need, the best thing that we can do for the people is create jobs. That's what I think. Empower people, like with their spending power, empower people so that they can build their own dreams, because the people in Africa are extremely innovative. And I understand as well, people are really get very disheartened because they don't see the progress. But when you are on ground, when you know what's going on, you see that our progress is inevitable. And if you're not investing or like planning to be part of what is going on back home, bro, I can't help you. Me personally, with the BLK Brits, if you're not on the same page as me, I just cut you off, because they are literally dead weight. And a lot of the BLK people in diaspora are literally like dragging the whole BLK community down, because they're distracted by the most fickle and frivolous things.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Stupid stuff, ridiculous stuff. I brought up before when Keith Lee came to the UK, and he was clearly talking about white food in the UK being shit. But Black Brits were like, no, we love beans on toast. We love the roast dinner. Shut the fuck up. And it was black men every single time. That's what happens. Black men are like, oh no, we defend the roast dinner. We defend Yorkshire pudding. Shut up. Literally shut up. And even when it came to the South Asian stuff, you see me, I was very critical of them, but I was also understanding what we need to do as black people in the Black Pound. But they were like, nah, we'll never boycott Boss Man. Why are you hyping them up like that? That shit pissed me off too. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Call out the anti-blackness, but then think about business. They don't have the mind either for that. That's why I said, like, I feel like it's just so ridiculous. Like, why are there not enough voices like mine? Or like, you know, I don't get it. It's very annoying. But at the same time, I'm so grateful that I keep having voices from my guides that say, don't worry about that. Literally, don't worry about it. Do what you got to do, and people will then do what they got to do. Because in my mind, I've always been like, I need to get lots of people and loads of people to do this. I know this. I'm an activist in my blood. I know this. And I've tried to do other things, but people just don't have the energy to continue. And this is why I'm telling you from the get-go, from right now, if you come and meet me in September and you ain't on this shit, I will not speak to you. And like you said, I will drop you. I'm not interested in anyone who is not for the progress of black people and mixed race people. It's not it's done.
In September.
Oh, I will talk about it a little bit more as the weeks go on, but I'm coming back to the UK for a week and I'm coming into London. And so I'm going to be meeting black and mixed race people because clearly no one else is going to organise this shit. I haven't seen anything. I haven't heard anything. And so it needs to be done. It needs to be done. And so I'll be sending out invitations. I'm obviously not going to just put it on social media because we don't know anybody else to turn up. So I'm going to say individually, if I've seen you've come to my live and you've always been here, I will message you and say, come, this is where we're going to meet. Because we don't want any of these bloody white idiots turning up as well, these racists, these narcissists, these infiltrators, because they're already trying to infiltrate through TikTok, for goodness sake.
And as
so
well, it's also the compromised BLK and mixed race people. The BLK, and I think that is what is the big problem in the UK, because so many BLK and mixed race people do not know themselves, do not know their worth, and they are so deeply self-hating. And a lot of them don't know where their self-hate begins or ends. So when you try to break it down to them, they don't even hear. They'll even think that they're supporting your cause while they are causing harm.
Oh yeah.
So it's even vetting the people in our community, because I personally think those people are more dangerous than YT people. Like,
yes,
those are the people I'm running from even more, because like I said, they are the dead weight. Like, you know, our average is high. There's some of us that are pulling it.
Yeah, they're low. Yeah, they're low. They're the stragglers. They're pathetic. They're weak. And yeah, you're right, because it's easy when you see white people, you're going to assume that they're not on the side of progress for black and mixed race people. But when you have black and mixed race people who are still doing the work of the colonizer, you're more so like, what the hell? It's like, you've had to do extra. You've had to do extra work to be this dunce. Like you've really had to do so much more work to understand or not understand what you're supposed to be doing. And they are the most harmful because they get put into positions of power, as we always talk about here. David Lammy seemed like he was for black people. Oh no, he's anti-black. Trevor Phillips, now you guys know, oh, it seems like he's for black people. Oh no, he's anti-black. The only person, Diane Abbott, has maintained consistent for decades. And look at the way they've treated her. And she's still here. She is the strongest woman, I swear. She is the strongest woman. Her own party, her own political party pushed her out. And she's still there. And honestly, I think that's probably what's made her so ill. Because you've seen that she struggled with health. But she never lets that get her down. She was there at Professor Dr. Jason Arday's vigil. She was there up on stage. And she's still here. She's still fighting. She'll still be fighting. She carries a lot of weight. And I say, I don't know how she does it. I really don't know how she does it. And I hate the fact that people vilify her. For what? For what? There are dumb ass politicians in that house. There are uneducated people in that house. And they don't get anywhere near as much heat. Because she's a black woman. And Diane Abbott, she is mighty. She is the mother of the house. That's right, Hermit Sapien. Kelsa, my lovely, I'm going to come to you now, my dear.
Hey, Fox.
Hiya, lovely. Hiya, lovely. So I don't know if you caught the live earlier today. Did I see you in the comment section? I think so. Did I? I think so.
Yeah. I was listening in before. Yeah.
So you see where we're at. I know you see what's going on.
Yeah, I kind of just wanted to agree with what Olga Aloy was saying as well, in relation to sometimes with some MR people, they're actually worse than the YT people because they're actually being enabled and they become enablers, and they are way more harmful because they become very much self-centered, and again, you have to look at it for who raised them. If it, no offense, but like if they had a YT mother who wasn't very cultured, didn't really integrate with BLK culture, and then she has an MR child who then doesn't know themselves to this. And that's what my worry is, because those people will sometimes present and say, oh, I'm black, but they'll pick and choose what they want to be, but then they'll purposely be ignorant when it suits them, when it comes to these issues. And that is actually way more detrimental to our health as Black Brits and just Black people in general, because it's like they have a knowing, they have a knowledge, they know, and I don't know what it is that causes them to be like this, but I think we have to definitely like speak about it more, because sometimes I think as a Black people, sometimes we're too welcoming, and I think sometimes as Black people we really need to start being welcoming. Half of the issues that we're having is because we're too welcoming. We give people the pass too easily, and we have to become radical. I'll be honest, we have to become radical. Just being nicey is not enough. Being nicey and being understanding to people, then when they're ready to show you who they are, then we don't have no leg to stand on. Like, that's not going to work. You know what I mean? Like, I think as Black people, we need to actually get a backbone, and we need to start standing on business. And I think, truthfully, it sounds of a bad message, but I'm going to be honest, we need to start seeing a bit of bloodshed, because if not, like, what do we expect to see? Like, sometimes...
It's honestly true.
We need to go to war, and you know, there's blood on this place's hand, but sometimes it has to get to that, because what else is it going to take? We're kicking themselves out because of these issues. Like, we need to be serious about what this is, and if we don't actually do it, then, you know, where are we going to be? Really and truly, where are we going to be?
They're frozen.
Absolutely. But yeah.
Yeah, so, sorry guys, again, I've had a power cut here, so if I keep freezing, it's because, of course, my 4G, 5G, whatever, obviously is not very good. So I'm hoping that the power cut comes on soon. I don't know if it will. Sometimes the power cuts last for 10 minutes, sometimes it's 30 minutes, sometimes it's a few hours, I don't know. So, yes, we are, I mean, Angry Buddha, like I said, we're not going to discuss everything on social media. A lot of this stuff is going to be done privately. This is, of course, of a public TikTok right now, but a lot of this is going to be done between us, clearly. Tiz, you've got something you want to respond to in terms of what Kels has just said?
Yeah, thank you. Kelsa, thank you for your points. That's some really, really good points, well made. I just want to add a little...
Tiz?
Oh, can you hear me?
Can't hear you. Is it me?
Can you hear me?
Oh, okay.
I am singing. Yeah. Kelsa, thank you for your point. It was a very good point, very well made. And what kind of pricked my ears up was the point where you said about being born to a whitey mother who wasn't particularly cultured. That's me. Like, I was literally born into a house with a white mum, a white stepdad. My dad was gone before I even knew what life was. And then he fucked off 12,000 miles away when I was 5. I had a white granddad who was incredibly racist. I was lucky enough to grow up in a very multicultural area, but racism was still rife. But the point I kind of wanted to make with that, and this isn't a me blowing my own trumpet, but if listen, we're probably all in agreement that our formative years are that for a reason. They form who we are. So by the time I reach adulthood and I step outside the house, I'm still understanding what it means to be of mixed heritage and to have a black dad. Now, my black family was relatively present, but they lived miles away, and my mum, as you say, as you put it quite brilliantly, wasn't particularly cultured in that sense. She made she did make a mean roast dinner, though. I will just add that one in there for the jokes. But no, she wasn't particularly cultured in that sense. But the point I'm making with it is that it's still a choice what we choose. I looked in the mirror every single day and recognized, and it was in stark contrast to what was around me, that I wasn't white. I had a white mother. I had white family members. I lived in a white country. I understood, I'm quite intelligent and educated. I wouldn't say educated, but I'm self-educated. I'm very, switched on. I understand things. I like to know reasoning behind things. So if somebody who comes from a background like that and in their formative years is exposed to racism in the home, my stepdad would often argue drunk with my mum. I never forget my stepdad once saying, and I'll never forget these words as long as I live. And I wasn't a child at this point. I was about 14 maybe. They'd had a massive row over alcohol as usual. And he said, Enoch Powell was fucking right. Okay? Now, me being me,
I'm sorry to interrupt your story, but I am trying to focus on mobilization here. So, you know, you've had your personal experience there, and that's fucking terrible. But I know that you've woken up out of this, and you're trying to figure out. I mean, you've just said that you know that the mandem and organising. So the fact is that you recognise that you've had racism within your own family.
Yeah.
Are there any brothers around you that have had the same experience? And how are you going to mobilise and make sure that shit don't happen again? Because you don't want to have the colonizer in your family again. You want to be able to wake up and realise, hey man, that doesn't look right. Are you talking to each other? Because this story, and Nenin came up earlier and literally said it. He said, I don't know a single mixed race person that hasn't had any kind of racist shit in the family.
Can I answer that? Can I answer that and be honest with you? Can I be really honest with you? Do you know what, Fox? I see more people that look and present like me jumping on the internet and using phrases like, well, if you play the race card, you're always going to be broke, who look like me. So in terms of mobilizing them, where the fuck are they? Because they haven't unlearned their behavior from their racist upbringing.
Yeah.
And that's the brick wall that we're hitting. There's loads of people that can share my experience, right? I know there are. I've met them, but they have fallen on the other side of the fence. And they are more likely to be mobilised by the far right than they ever are to be mobilised by this woke lefty over here, and that is fucking worrying.
Yeah, I understand that, because you sent me that video of that guy who was saying playing the race card. I actually did create a video. I am going to post it soon on my response to him, thinking, well, you clearly haven't got the right circle and you need to expand your circle, because I play the race card in quotes, because we know that shit ain't real, all day. That's never affected me. So, you know, and this is the problem, and maybe he does have a white man, and that is a very big issue. But this is the thing, this is why I open up to mixed race Brits, because again, if you understand your blackness, then you understand this conversation. That's literally where we're at. So Kelza, I understand your concern. I'm not interested in those people, because I know I'm going to have to lead this shit. And you see how strict I am, and you know how I know what goes on here. So trust me, they're not going to be able to get involved in this shit at all. It's not going to happen, not on my fucking watch. And if it does, I know that we together in our minds will be like, you know, that person is so and so. Because we're already doing it on the social media. I've seen it. I already got annoyed earlier, and I said this, like, I don't want to be involved in this petty, he said, she said stuff. But if you're a black person, best believe I want to hear about it. And that's why we had that shit about Darren Wiseman, because he's an enemy of the people. This is why we talked about him. This is why we talked about him. And I will talk other mixed race person, TikTok, trying to pretend like they're an ally. White people, I ain't give a shit about you, because I know you. I know what you're about. I'm looking at the black or brown people who try to say they're for the people and they're not.